What is the crack? How are you getting on, guys? Hope you're keeping well. Sam back with another squatting video, which I did yesterday. I'm recording today, and my God, were they some of the worst squats I've literally ever done in my life. They felt outrageous. So I'm gonna pick apart absolutely everything, but we're here to learn. Like the whole point was to completely revamp what I thought of squatting and really try and troubleshoot everything, find the issue, fix it, and then start that journey to 150 kilo for a triple. So I'm warming up in the exact same way that I did last time. I'm on the 45-degree angle. I absolutely love this machine. My ass feels amazing. But this time I did too many reps, I think. I did 4 sets of 20 with the 10 kilo weight. By the end of it, my lower back was quite fatigued. So next time, I'm going to bring that a little bit back because obviously, if your lower back's fatigued, that's not brilliant before I've even started squatting. I'm not even warming up with the squats yet. This is just the first thing I'm doing. But it does feel great. And like I said, it really does build the bond between my mind and my ass, and my hamstrings get nice and loose, nice and warm, and I'm ready to go. Now, the one thing that is different, which is exciting. So yes, I said these squats are outrageously bad, and they are. They're not good at all. But I did learn a lot because this morning I woke up with completely different pains in my body than I had before. So what that tells me is that yes, there is in fact a ton of auxiliary movements that I need to work on, and the imbalances, like I thought were there, are there. So the first thing was that this time I went for a much wider stance for the whole session. Last time I went with about shoulder width and kept my feet parallel, and I noticed that my left hip was swinging around anti-clockwise. So this time I'm doing a bit wider and I'm keeping my feet parallel, and actually this warm-up is the best stance I think I've ever done. I know that sounds silly because the bar is only 20 kilo, but this is exactly how I want my squat to look like every time. Every time, no matter what the weight. Obviously, it can be slower once it's a heavier weight, but to me, this is perfect form as far as I know. I'm bracing before every rep. My head is a little bit out and high. I'm going below parallel, beyond my knees, and my back is straight. And yeah, that's exactly what I want it to look like. So that's the goal. Be able to lift like I can lift a 20 kilo bar. So then I just went up through 10 kilo, then to like 10 kilo each side, making it 40, then up to 60, and then up to the working weight of 80, again for the same amount, 5 times 3, 5 sets, 3 reps. And I fiddle around with like a good few stuff. I was putting my left foot a little bit forward sometimes to kind of counter that hip imbalance. Now, in hindsight, that was definitely a bad idea because it just threw everything off and you're not squatting evenly on either side. So that was a mistake, but it did, now I know it's a mistake. So I have learned something. The one thing that I loved that I discovered is the wider stance for me really allows me to push against my hips. So when I'm coming back up from the movement there and I'm trying to drive my knees outwards so that they don't cave in, when I had a wider stance, I was able to push against my hips. And what that did was activate my glutes much earlier, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So although the squat itself sucked overall, I sort of figured out one path to activate the glutes earlier. And one thing clicked into place. So, I was delighted with that. So now I'm working the 20s on the side. We'll warm up with the 60 kilo weight. And I knew it was going to be a bad day. You can hear it in my voice. I'm sick at the moment. I don't want to make excuses, but it definitely matters. So I was feeling kind of down in the dumps. Didn't have too much energy. And I think this was also, I did a late session. Usually I love working out in the mornings. With not much food in me. I don't know if you find this, but every time I work out after a meal, unless it's been like a long, long time since the meal, like 2 hours or more, I have no energy. Like the amount of energy my body needs to digest any food is outrageous. So every time I have a full meal, like a big breakfast, I have to wait until like 4 in the afternoon before I can work out. But other than that, if I don't have a breakfast, like if I wake up, just have a coffee and a protein shake, which doesn't take any energy to digest, it's just liquid. I feel much, much better, and I feel like I'm stronger. more sort of mentally alert, just feel more focused. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but yeah, that's how I like to train. Um, so now we're going to the working weight. Now, like I said, and like you're gonna see, these squats were not good. Like the form just looks outrageous. They felt so much harder than last week. Like on the first set, usually my first set feels bad because your body is just again it's warming up to that weight. But the second set is usually my favorite set. Sets two and three that feel the strongest, and every single one of these sets just felt outrageous for me. So, unrack the bar, getting my feet solid. Left foot is a bit further forward than it was last week, which did counteract the hip imbalance, but it threw everything else off. So that rep, it's just sticking so much. Like there, like what is that? What is that? That's a second rep of my working set, and it's like I've just done 20 reps and I can't get the weight up. Like that's outrageous. So that's just pointing out so many mistakes. And in hindsight, I can see, silly Sam, do not put the left foot forward. It's just not even. But like we're here to learn. I'm happy to make mistakes so long as they don't literally break my back. And I am careful, I am stretching, I am doing dynamic warm-ups, I'm just not filming all of them. And yeah, this is the whole point, I'm trying to troubleshoot the squat, I'm trying to fix it before I start progressing up the weight. And like 80 kilo, as I said last week, I weigh 76 kilos, so it's 80 kilos should be absolutely fine. This fella in front of me has just whacked on 140 kilos in total, including the bar, and I don't think I saw him warm up once. So he's going for it. He's confident, lifting outrageously more than me, and is smaller than me. So there's a lot of work to go. This set was not as bad, except for that one. It's probably the quads as well, like a weakness in the quads. Weakness in the quads. When I go down on that movement and I'm trying to get the weight back up, and there's a huge stick. Your body sort of tries to pull forward, and I reckon that's a quad imbalance. So much more leg extensions needed, much more work. The camera, I don't know why I put this on Zoom, so this footage is kind of pointless. But yeah, let's see how they go. Don't really know what your man is doing behind me with the two weights in either hand. Because I know there's if that's two like 2.5s, I know there's 5 kilos right there. If somebody knows the reason for having the two dumbbells in either hand, please let me know. I don't want to say he's wrong because maybe he knows more than I do. Like what do I know? I've got an 80 kilo squat and I'm 76 kilos. Outrageous. And the other fella checking himself out just like I do sometimes. It's fine, we all do it. Look, they're looking at me. They're like, you weak bastard. What is this weight? Get out of the downstairs where there's 5 squat racks and the people who apparently can lift for real come down. So, I'm hoping this set was better. Man, I feel so sick at the moment. Let's blame it on the energy. That actually brings me to another point. After these squats, although as hard as they were, I did not feel like fatigued in the places I should. The squat is so taxing on your central nervous system and your core in general. But I feel like I could have done a lot more after this. It was just that I'm physically not able to get the weight up in the manner that I'd like to. So yeah, I guess any positive that we can take is that I am still getting the good depth, which is what I want. My back is staying relatively straight. There's a bit of butt wink there, but at least it's not rounding over like there. And there should be what is this? It's a grind. Yeah, the back's not rounding, so that is good. And that's what I want. I just need a better pop at the bottom. That's it, Sam. Pull the trousers up. Show off those legs that you don't have. This will make everything better. So the guy in front of me is kind of what I used to do. Like, really just not getting even to parallel and putting a lot of weight. So I'm sure he's like 3 times stronger than I am, and fair play to him. And he's wearing a belt. But so I feel like he's superior to me. That's what I feel about people who wear belts, because they push against. They need the belts. Okay, second last set. That was a bit better, a bit smoother. And also, it's inconsistent the fact that this is the second last set and these feel better than the first ones. But it's not a warm up issue. It can't be because I was fatigued already. Like, there's no. Gee, oh my days, that was outrageous. No, it's not a warm up issue. It is a combination hip strength, hamstring strength, which I'm fixing right now on the hamstring curls. I knocked out a ton of sets. I went again for 20 times 4. On a fairly decent weight. I think it was 59 kilo in the stack. I'm fairly sure. But yeah, again, work a bit on the posterior chain because squatting is very much your quads. Doesn't get the hamstrings that much involved, and they're super important. So, not much else to say. It's a short video. I learned a lot. Need to fix my feet positioning, but the biggest positive that I can take is have a wider stance. Have a wider stance. Bring back my left foot. Keep working on the hip abductors. Keep working on the hamstrings. Throw in some extra leg extensions for the quads to get them stronger. I actually hopped on the leg press as well, which definitely helps. It's not mirroring the squat, but you are getting similar muscles involved. And yeah, that'll be it for the video.